One for you. One for you. One for me. One for you. One for you. And one for me.
Captain.
What do you mean that not be real gold? I checked it myself.
Captain?
Yes, you be right. Hi, mateys. Welcome to Captain Flint's cabin aboard the Cutwater. We were just divvying up the booty from our last raid. This also be where we keep the navigational charts. By studying them, we look for clues as to where we might find treasure. Captain Flint be fortunate to have Mr. Gentry as his navigator. With a sharp pen, Mr. Gentry is good at calculating latitude and longitude. As Mr. Gentry says, you can't get to where you be going unless you know where you be. Captain Flint and Mr. Gentry have charted our course for our next treasure hunt. We hope the winds be favorable tomorrow, so that we can set sail for the Isle of the Diaz Melmondos, the Isle of 10,000 coins. Oh, and look, that be where me small dagger went to. I see the ghost of Blackbeard has been here. This here is Queen Anne of England. You probably know of her from the flower known as Queen Anne's lace. The ghost of the pirate Blackbeard is not real keen on Queen Anne. He be still trying to get his revenge on this queen. This painting we pirated from the English flag vessel. We were going to sell it for a nice profit, but when the ghost of Blackbeard found it, being a spirit, he doesn't have his own dagger. So he keeps spiriting away me dagger and playing darts with the Queen Anne's portrait here. You can understand Blackbeard's anger with Queen Anne. You see, when Blackbeard was but a young man of 20 years of age and still called Edward Teach, he served in the Queen Anne's Royal Navy. England weren't even at war with Spain and France. When Queen Anne got into the war, young Edward Teach fought bravely for Queen and country. Queen, royal blood to deciding who should lead the people, not by a vote of the people. The war lasted from when Teach was over 20 years of age for 10 more years. Teach, now over 30, what are thousands of sailors like him who serve so valiantly to do? They were cut off. They were cut adrift by the Queen and country, jobless you might say, laid off ashore, sailors on the beach, how to make ends meet. This is why Edward Teach and so many others turned to piracy. See, pirates be the only democratic society in these times, or any times preceding. Oh, the Greeks like to say they had democracy, but somewheres around half the Greeks were slaves. Democracy? Now, pirates, we elect our captain, and if our captain don't do us good, we elect a different captain. That's democracy. So you can see why Edward Teach named his flagship Queen Anne Revenge, because he were to use it to take revenge on the English royalty, Spanish, and French. I think I'll be giving this to Pirate Craig's Listmore. He likes all sorts of flotsam. But today, this is a big day for Mr. Gentry. This is gunner test day. Mr. Gentry has taken his master gunner's test to be a gun captain. Now, a gun captain is not captain of a ship. A gun captain sees to the loading and firing of a cannon, a ship's gun. You gotta be smart when it comes to shooting off a ship's cannon. Smart as paint. Not any swab can be trusted with that. You gotta be checked out to find that you know what you be doing. Smart, like the story of Captain Kidd's gunner. There was a sharp gunner. I remember hear tell of how Captain Kidd first signed him aboard as Captain Kidd's master gunner. Before that, the pirate Captain Avery's master gunner. Quite a good shot. And his master gunner, who went by the name of Adam Mercy.
I was also master gunner to a buccaneer you may have heard of, Captain Avery.
Avery's master gunner. We've needed a master gunner, Mr. Boyle, and from what I've heard, Avery was a shrewd hand at picking him. The berth's yours for as long as you can handle it.
I can handle it. Swivel gun along, Tom. I'll forfeit a guinea for every miss.
You'll forfeit your neck if you miss while you're on my ship. Make your mark.
It's a matter of judgment. If you fire on the up roll, the shot will go over his yard. But if you wait for the down roll and the enemy's coming up, now watch. Get ready.
I just said, there's not a better shot than Captain Kidd's Master Gunner. Now for Mr. Gentry's Master Gunner's test. We've been moving one of our smaller guns to Mr. Gentry's sloop. Aye, look, Mr. Gentry's pirate sloop is sailing up astern of us now. Come this way. It be dark in the gun deck, so watch your step. We don't want any candles around all that gunpowder. As you may have noticed, I have to help Captain Blackbeard around since he now be headless. That be another story. This here be one of Blackbeard's actual deck guns. It sunk when Blackbeard ran the Queen Anne's Revenge aground. Now don't look at me that way. I know the real story of how you be using your ship as a floating treasure trove, waiting for the opportune moment to cut and run, hauling away all the silver and gold, leaving much of your crew marooned. A story for another day. As I be saying, this be one of Blackbeard's actual guns. Here's a smaller gun that Captain Flint's crew were to have moved to Mr. Gentry's sloop, but I see it still be here. Where be Captain's crew? Playing games of chance I would bet your share of the booty on. A maroon and a fence by the code. Where be those lazy scallywags? Mr. Gentry be boarding the pirate sloop, Ranger. She be flying our flag at her masthead. Pirates and parrots. A sloop be a single mast. I see Mr. Gentry is taking a look-see to be sure everything is ship-shape. Now along many shores, a sloop be a perfect pirate ship. Two-masted barks such as the Cutwater here, Blackbeard's three-masted ship, Queen Anne's Revenge, they be needing 8 feet and 12 feet of water to float. Being smaller, a sloop draws only a few feet of water, needing only a small crew to sail her. So a shallow draft vessel is perfect for pirating along places, such as the shallow waters of the Carolina Outer Banks, the graveyard of the Atlantic, where many ships and many settlers met their untimely end. And the lighter sloops be faster, so as to catch ships such as the Spanish treasure galleons. Here comes our target sailing in. When we captured her, we thought we'd be taking a Spanish treasure galleon. Turned out to be a wormhole Spanish slave ship. Well, pirates not taking to slavery. We be democratic and republican. We set the slaves free ashore, and the ship be so full of wormhole that she only be good for target practice. Mr. Gentry's first test will be using a round shot to shoot broadsides at the old Spanish galleon. Round shot be used for smashing holes in a ship's hull to sink her. It be looking like Mr. Gentry is almost in position, adjusting his course to port at one point. He be priming his gun. Taking final aim. Ready? Fire! Nicely done! A clean shot, sending that Spanish slave ship to Davy Jones' locker. Mr. Gentry's next target be using chain shot to take out the rigging of a ghost ship, the Flying Dutchman. While round shot be used for punching holes in the ship's sides for sinking a ship, chain shot be used for taking down the rope rigging that holds the mast up. Chain shot be 2 balls connected with chain. Flying out of the gun's muzzle, the chain rips the rigging. With no rigging, the masts come crashing down, bringing the ship to a quick stop. The Flying Dutchman be crewed by a passel full of ghost monkeys. You've heard of Jack the Monkey?
Thank you, Jack. We named the monkey Jack.
Jack and his clan all be mighty light-fingered. They like taking what not be theirs. True pirate monkeys. That got them all into trouble when they came upon a cursed Aztec treasure. When the furry fellas pitched the cursed gold coins in the Aztec cave, they all be turned into ghostly monsters. Only thing being, they not be really scary. But being ghost now, Mr. Gentry's chain shot not really be any danger to this barrel of cursed monkeys. Mr. Gentry is crossing tacks with the ship of ghostly monkeys. They'll all be hanging from the rig like monkeys. Mr. Gentry is primed and ready. Fire! Fine shooting. There goes 1, 2, 3 cursed monkeys. Nicely done, Mr. Gentry. Mr. Gentry's third and most challenging test be his accuracy. He be needing to swamp a small jollyboat. Rowing the jollyboat be the pirate, Blockhead. Blockhead came to our crew from the NFL, the Nautical Flotilla League. As you can tell from his name, he not be in an additional risk of workplace injury. Famous for shooting accuracy be the story of how Captain Peter Blood and his new crew captured a Spanish galleon anchored offshore. And the next morning, when the Spanish marauders rowed back to their ship, Captain Blood's newfound gunner, Henry Hagthorpe, swamped their armor-clad crew with his accurate shooting.
That's why we've waited till this morning to put to sea. We've a message to leave with those Spaniards, and they're on their way now to receive it. Heads up! Man your guns! Clear deck! That's it, right All ready, heads up! Aye, Peter, ready. Then give them a taste of their own iron. You've done it, Hagthorpe! You've done it! Didn't I tell you I was a gunner, sir? You're dead, Jack, you son of a yoke just staring. That's your rusty heart, it's a gun of yours!
Mr. Gentry's sloop is approaching the jollyboat. Mr. Gentry is feeling the roll of his sloop in order to gauge his shot. Steady. Fire! Nicely done, Mr. Gentry. There, Captain Flint. Mark my words. I just entered it into the logbook. On this day, Mr. Gentry did earn the rank of Master Gunner, using round shot to sink a Spanish galleon. Chain shot to strike the rigging of the ghost ship, the Flying Dutchman. Displayed accuracy in swamping jollyboat of Blockhead. A round of drinks to toast Mr. Gentry in passing the Master Gunner's test. Captain Flint be the smartest sailor I know. He doesn't drink pirate rum or poppin' soda root beer. He only drinks agua, sparkling silver water. I'm afeard Mr. Gentry has had a hard time breaking his habits from when he was ungraciously in the brig for 4 years. They're eating predominantly fish and chips and root beer. What do you mean, where's root beer? Looks like you already tossed it back. We want to thank our sponsor, Mother Nature, who made it possible for us to be here today, providing us with all these fresh fruits, mango, apple, banana, the nuts. almonds, walnuts, and pine seeds, and a little meat, chicken and lizards. Enjoy these healthy foods every day like Captain Flint. And what be the key for keeping pirates afloat? Sparkling silver water. 3 cheers for Master Gunner, Mr. Gentry! Hip hip huzzah! Hip hip huzzah! Hip hip huzzah! Make your mark by signing articles. Join us on our next voyage. Follow our Pirates code. Pirates and Parrots, Black Spot Con.